The people are ready to kill them literally. That's why.
And the way they,
they're starting to tell the truth.
Well, the way they portray Africa. I heard the guy, Grandmaster Jay, but he was making some good points. He's like, we get these pictures. Everybody's over there spear chucking and big bellies and in the jungle, like depicted in the recent video that everybody's getting excited about because they did it. It's more modern over there than here. We've been given a lie.
Let's look at this, and we'll talk what's in the future, not right now.
Yeah.
Do you know that on your outlets that's in your wall, that they have a trick of wiring them that will drop your electric bills over 50%?
You mean, who has over there now?
No, that you can do now that they won't tell you about.
No, I didn't know that. You should have been done that.
Why do you think they want you to get a license from them to do it according to their code so you can pay the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds? And guess who keeps supporting them? The people. I want to make sure I get a licensed accountant and shit. And they're part of this. We keep supporting Rome and then complaining about Rome. We keep trying to play both sides of the chessboard and keep losing. That's us. We do. When you study our people, you know what we are? We are the supreme hypocrites of perfecting the art of trying to serve two masters and trying to figure out how to undo our failures. Because we really didn't believe that was a fact.
Serving God and trying to serve God in Mammon. Huh?
This is what we've been doing. This is the culture of our communities. Look at this. Churches, mosques, and synagogues. Multiple, for 4 or 5 blocks in all the poorest cities. Wealthy places, and the police people run them doing good. Step off them glorious, expensive, mortgaged up to the hill buildings, and you see poverty, death, broken families, women struggling with children, because their men is in jail or homofied and every damn thing else. And we're sitting around talking about salvation and how much we prayed and how much taxes and tithe we gave to Reverend Pastor Pigfoot to give Jesus his half, knowing damn well he's going down to Bahamas with Bertha Button, who sings with the choir, which they do every daggone year, and long stroking half of the brothers in the daggone choir. And everybody's talking about holy roly, and nobody's supposed to talk about this because it's the daggone truth. Now, when they stop the BS and start really getting spiritual, we can solve the problems. But the hypocrisy must stop. I don't think we need to go any further on that. Because the world knows it's all hypocritical.
Well, I've been watching a lot of shows lately about gold and silver, what's happening. Gold is rose. Gold and silver have risen like wow in the last few days, several days.
And even then, it ain't true.
No, because it's not a real rise. There's a point. There's not so much.
They're still suppressing it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Silver is like undervalued. So silver extremely undervalued. So the cost that we get it at that has risen from 23 to 29 now is still way under. But even that, the point of what's happening right now with gold and silver has more to do with the showing the lack of value of the Federal Reserve notes than it is of the.
They're talking about the value of gold and silver instead of the devaluation of the dollar is what they need to look at.
And that's what I'm going to say. It is the devaluation. It's not that the gold and silver is like
its true value is being uncovered,
and it's been suppressed, and it's still suppressed.
There we go.
But the dollar is
the whole point.
The economists say that
get it while you can, because soon you ain't going to be able to get any at any price. That's the point.
Well, the dollar's about.
And if you got a silver coin in your pocket, you can feed your family in an emergency. That's the point. I already know that these people will not be allowed to. Hear what I'm saying to you?
I'm trying to help
allowed to accumulate enough private commercial Federal Reserve notes to accumulate enough gold or silver point is to sustain themselves. I know it'll never happen. This is what I know. In emergency, when they steal these people's accounts and they close down the ATMs and the banks, see, because this is what's going to happen. I'm telling you again. Credit market froze up. Trade windows froze up. They still have control of the financial windows, not with money, but with artificial derivatives that they've been placing into the public as money that's being rejected by the world. They must continue to try to liquefy, because if they do not liquefy, if one of these apparatuses collapse, it's going to go from the credit window to the trade window to the ATM, then to the bank. Then the whole system collapse. They'll never recover it. They can't let that happen. So what you're going to have is hyperinflation, which means
don't pay.
The hyperinflation means
$15 for a loaf of bread.
Which there you go, and then that's going to be low. And a perfect example is the trap. Remember, what 6 months or so ago, I sent that thing around when I was saying, and they talk about the natives are getting restless. We're going to take their toilet paper and then spray them with viruses. Mm-hmm. Then you even have people doing videos with a guy standing on the corner like this, looking around, and the guy pulls up in the car and he sells them a roll of toilet paper as if it's a drug. You know what that message is? That's what we've been telling people for the last few years.
Fiat.
Now, the toilet paper was a test. Mm-hmm. They doing that with toilet paper. What do you think is next? These people ain't paying attention that the signals are being shown to them. That's why you get the silver. You'll never accumulate enough, but get what you can, because guess what? You're going, like Sutton Ross said when he went to Canada to get gas, and he put 40 notes on the desk in the gas station. We don't want that.
Right. I was talking to a sister yesterday, and she said, I'm not sure where the island of St. Lucia. Her husband is from St. Lucia, and she said they go back and forth all the time, and there's always, I guess, the exchange windows when you get there. She said a few years ago they took them down. They closed down the exchange windows. They don't. She said they don't, and she said they used to say you can't give us U.S. dollars that they would examine them real well. She said to make sure there were no tears because the banks would give them trouble. She said now they just take it like what if they do take it? But they've shut down the exchange windows and all of that, because
this is why they're talking. They're talking. You see them signifying. Why are they talking cashless society? What they're telling you, you need to pay attention.
And they're already doing it in China.
The Federal Reserve note is now worthless. But instead of telling you in one fell swoop, they're grooming to you before they overnight crash the system. Not that they want to crash it, they can't stop it. It's now out of their control. This is what people need to understand.
And this isn't the first time, though. Apparently, fiat systems have
a lifespan.
Yeah, they have a lifespan.
And then they die.
Right. So this isn't the
first
first
one. Has been maintained because the U.S. corporation Jesuits have maintained U.S. Army bases in 189 countries, and they have subverted the sovereignty of all the nations of the earth. They have gone to and fro the earth, devouring nations. Now that the nations are recognizing that the harlot has crabs, everybody wants to say they want partying with her. That's what's happening. Get over it.
And here's the other thing. One would say, well, why would they want to try to, what I understand is that they're trying to, the deep state or whoever you want to call them, the Vatican, is trying to turn America into a third world country. And someone said, well, why would they do that? Because this is America. Because they got
America's the continent.
They got their fingers in their hands everywhere. So this is just another one of their
All right,
places.
now let's look at this.
So if they crash,
let's look at this.
Okay. What is the advantage of them doing that?
See, now it is because it's a completion of the Spanish Inquisition.
Destroying
Remember, when the question is asked, why would they do that? That's an assumption that people have from the training that they have been induced with since 1861, thinking that America, i.e., thinking that the U.S. is the country, organic. It isn't, never was. So they're looking, what is their advantage? The advantage is that they had conquered and drained our resources. Now they're dropping the carcass. Duh.
Got it.
However, things have come into place to intervene with those operations. This is their dilemma. They didn't expect an intervention.
And the fight. And they didn't expect an awakening, but then they did, because they wrote it in the
They
scripture.
knew it was coming.
They
This is
knew
the
it
reason
was
why they
like-
took it over a period of years.
They knew astrologically that he was going to awaken. They said, they call it in the Bible the great falling away.
Now you understand why the so-called scholars, and particularly the so-called leaders, nobody talks about Noble Drew Ali. His real mission. We're not talking about this image that you see from the temple where they're doing salami bologna. We're not talking about that image. We're talking about what he really did. The reversion of a state that nobody talks about. The enforcement of the treaties via the Constitution that nobody analyzes. They keep playing this worshipful game. That is not his mission. Never was.
Everybody was in the church, so he went to the ones that were.
Exactly. Okay. Came to them as they saw, but he gave keys of the 7 that unravels everything. The priesthood knew that it was only a matter of time that the seeds that were planted would take effect. Many who got the seeds didn't know what they have, even to this very day. And I'm not arguing on behalf. I just said it like I said it for years. They'll find out. Because guess what? They're going to lose everything. And those who won't let Rome go, he's going to devour them. He ain't giving them no security. Not only is he not going to secure them, he's going to devour them, both economically, socially, and in rationale, physically.
Every day almost my phone pops up. Somebody in their 30s, 40s, maybe in the so-called entertainment field dies mysteriously lately.
They got insurance policies on all of them.
I'm going to say almost every.
Let's look at it. If you all who are listening, we listening to jams, right? Right? Why don't you just make a quick list of all of the Aboriginal Asiatic singers and sports figures whose music you sing right now, and you never dawned on you that they're dead physically. But it also didn't dawn on you that all of them had multi-million-dollar insurance policies on them that wasn't their family. It was the persons who run the industries that got insurance policies on all of them. And when they are no longer useful, they discard them and steal their estates, including their intellectual property, their songbooks, as you might see, their poetry, their book works, and everything else. They're worth to them often more dead than alive. And people get so busy singing the songs, change is gonna come. So they never stop and think that Sam Cooke was murdered.
Right.
Sitting
on the dock of the bay.
Never think that he was murdered.
Yeah.
Sam and Dave.
Yeah.
Never think that they was murdered. Whitehead in Philly. Never, ain't no stopping us now. He was murdered. These people,
Donnie Hathaway.
It goes on and on.
Gee.
Mike, Whitney. Soon as he started getting power control, all of a sudden Luther got all disease and high blood pressure and a whole bunch of other stuff. Barry White.
Right.
Oh, it goes on, and people so busy singing and partying, they ain't paying attention. And then soon as Kobe started suing them for using Black Mamba. All of a sudden this helicopter dropped out the sky. These people do not understand that they're dealing with demons.
Yeah, they giving names to Yvette Wilson, from
and guess what? It's about the money. And it ain't the money you looking at. It ain't the money you're looking at.
Are we
we're naive as hell, for starters, but continue.
But are we in a hopeless situation?
Doesn't need to be.
So what, where does it start? Does it start here within?
Yes, this is what it is. This is the real deal. The people have been groomed for the last few centuries to say, Lord, Lord, Lord. And they have built many institutions to support that venue. But in truth, they were never sincere. They don't fear no Jesus, no God, no Allah, no Yahweh, etc. They fear Rome. Rome is the Negro God. They won't buy, they won't sell, they won't breathe, they won't braid hair, they won't move on the street without a license from Rome. And they will not challenge that because Rome is their God. But they use the Jesus game to soothe their hypocrisy. And then they sacrifice the next generation. Then they start doing marching and praying all over the place like assholes and fools to make them even more richer, complaining about their conditions. When they render unto Caesar what is Caesar, the deal of it is, we've capitulated for so many generations that we actually have convinced ourselves of weakness. So the people believe in Rome, they don't believe in themselves. Therefore, when challenged to really do something, everybody starts clamming up. Why? Because they see no out. Because they don't believe in themselves in the first place. Never damn did. So therefore, it's probably going to be a handful that survive this thing. And Mother Earth, in order to continue life, is going to have to cleanse the earth of those who will be following. And that includes those who keep on insisting, following out the wrong. This is why the book says, if your right arm offend you,
cut it off. You
better be prepared to cut it off, or you're going to take the karmic response. That's what it's really mean. That means you keep sympathizing with these people that keep on playing these fake religious games with their fake spirituality, pretending to be spiritual while sacrificing the next generation, while really serving Constantine in Rome. Guess what? They're going to be exterminated by the same Romans that they keep on thinking going to give them a pension. But they keep talking about,
I love Jesus and shit.
No, they're full of it. See, they can fool each other. The problem of it is, this is the deal. If they was really spiritual, they would recognize that the Aquarian lights don't allow it. But we've got so disconnected from the culture that we really don't believe it. We just say it. We repeat these things, but they don't really believe it.
Somebody has put this question up, like it keeps popping up like 3 or 4 times. So I'm gonna just ask because we're like 7 minutes from 3 hours, so we to closing. Who should be in the White House? Trump or let me grab it. Who should let me read it. Who should be in the White House? Trump or Biden? I just want your opinion. And what would it mean to Moors when it comes, I guess, to Federal Reserve notes?
This is what I'll say to you in reference to that. A very short answer, and you're going to have to do some thinking. Morocco, Casablanca, they made a movie out of it, and they just told you. Washington, D.C., the White House. Morocco, Casablanca. I've told you enough.
Casablanca.
Casablanca is Moorish Latin, meaning White House. Morocco.
So that
have you caught on yet? If you haven't caught on yet, we're back to the conversation. I just answered your question, just a little deeper than they probably expected.
About who should be in there.
Well, Casablanca is Morocco. Get it?
Okay.
Neither one of them should be.
All right.
They're both alien.
After or during this chaos, are we supposed to ascend to the fifth dimension and regain abilities?
You're already doing it.
Like telekinesis and telepathy.
You're already in the process of doing it. Different people are ripening, I'd use that term, at different degrees, but you're all doing it. Remember we said about 7 or 8 years ago, we might have been a little more, when we made reference to the people, they keep looking at their charts, individual charts of the beings, and measure themselves by the individual charts of the being. And I would remind every once in a while that they need to look at the greater wheel of destiny, and
that
that's
what the destiny.
What the Aquarian lights represent. It is not a negligent, it's not to neglect your personal horoscope or the refined analysis of those degrees of the orbs, but to recognize that in the Aquarian light, all of the living beings are being swept like a big broom, and it doesn't neglect or doesn't negate your navigation thoughts relative to your individual, as they may call it, horoscope, but recognize irregardless of any of them, there's a bigger broom that's sweeping them all, and you need to pay attention to it. That's what's happening on this planet.
You have something that said that in 2012, what we thought that was 2012 wasn't 2012, and that they said it wasn't 2012. Now it's 2012. Others are saying in what we thought was 2012 that everybody died, so to speak, and
now
ascended and went into another dimension. I mean, I don't know.
Let's look at it this way.
I'm just telling you things, various things you
Let's look
hear.
this way. Let's look at it this way. Man is mind. I'll say that.
Right. So it's your
and I hesitate to perpetrate the mystification of human evolution. You're not going any damn place. You're changing your state of mind, and you will change the conditions. You'll recognize it as you evolve. You're already in them stages. It's not coming. You're already in the light. Now, what's going to happen and what is happening, those who cannot stand the sun will be burned up. It's a purification. And it's not necessarily going to be happy time for everybody. So don't be looking forward to it, although you don't have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it that way. But what I don't do is promote the happy-go-lucky heavenly ascension or misconception type thing. It's a cleansing, a purging, more like it. That's not to put a negative on it. It's just saying that Mother Nature's sick of our shit.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's more purging than, we're getting this spiritual development up into the fifth dimension and shit. You get ready to get punched in the damn nose. Strongly. Most of us.
I was coming home.
Oh, yeah, beautiful.
And I thought to myself,
there's
no COVID at the end of that rainbow.
You got that right twice.
Let me see if there are any more comments.
But again, my point is, a good way to look at what I'm trying to get across tonight is when the Bible says money is the root of all evil.
Or the love of money.
Or the love of money. What it's really telling you is the fact of that they're loving something that's totally artificial and is not money, and they keep calling it money. which means they're in the pit. And they will be sacrificed willingly because they're consenting. Because remember, everything that the dark priesthood deal with is by consent. They get you to agree to something that they know is a lie and you know is a lie, but you insist on calling it what it is not. That goes for the self, and that goes for the instrumentality. And so they got the fiat. They've been told what it is and what it is not. And they still keep calling it money, don't they?
Yeah.
All right, so now everything's going to be taken from them. They just made a contract. And with that, I'll say have a grand evening, you all.
Well, we like to say thank you, Grand Sheik, for this insightful 3 hours. Also, by way of announcement, I would like to invite you all to tune in to, as you see going across the screen, Office Hours with Dr. G, which appears on, which broadcasts on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern. And for the remainder of the month of August, we're calling it Super Tuesday. And I'm just going to put this ad up. We normally don't do that, but I'm going to put the ad up because I want you all to just, I mean, all of this 900 and 1100, I can't even read it. I think there's like 1100 and some people on here. So for the next 3 Tuesdays, and I kind of am impartial to Office Hours with Dr. D. It's becoming very popular. But for the next 3 Tuesdays, my guests will be, we're calling it August Super Tuesdays. Next Tuesday, August 11th, I have Asir, Duke of Tears. The following Tuesday, August 18th, I have his wife, his consort, Sister Selena, Empress Selena Cordova L. And then the following Tuesday, August 25th, I have both Brother Asir and Sister Selena Cordova L as my guests here. So that's 6 hours of the Duke of Tears and family.
And correcting governmental concepts.
Correct, yes. It's going to be awesome. I would love for you to tune in and mark that down. Tuesday night, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. I'd like to thank you so much for tuning in. We thank you for your support. We appreciate you, every last one of you, whether you send us $1 or you just send us your love. We appreciate it. It helps us to do what we do. And as I tell you, Grand Sheik gives his heart out to us, and we need to love him back with our energy that we have, you know, instead of sending it to Mickey D's or something crazy. Let's support those that are supporting us. So thank you so much. And
one incident.
Wait a minute, let me bring you back out. Let me bring you back on. He has something else he wants to say. Come on in.
For those who wonder why burger joints are so cheap, look up The Truth About the Food Industry by Rabbi Finkelstein. I repeat, The Truth About the Food Industry by Rabbi Finkelstein, and you'll understand that all of these people that you thought were your movie stars and celebrities and politicians have been eating your children for quite some time and drinking their blood. And they're so confident that these people are extreme, knowing hypocrites that he's telling you to your face that he's been selling you your babies.
And that never got flagged on
Of course it didn't.
YouTube
You know
as being
why?
false.
You know why they didn't get sued? Because it's the damn truth.
Wow. Well, listen, before you just get up and walk away, let me say goodbye to everybody.
Peace, Arena.
Thank you so much. We're just going to go back to, I'm going to go out with the screen. Thank you so much. Tune in to Office Hours with Dr. G Tuesday, August 11th, 18th, and 25th. It is our August Super Tuesdays with our Seer Duketeers, Empress Selena Cordova L, and Seer and Selena Cordova L on the 25th. So please, please, please tell a friend, like our page. Please like it. Give us some thumbs up. Give us some love. I don't say that because I hear people saying that and stuff like that.
Liberation.
I hear them saying like thumbs up, thumbs up. I hate that. But like our page. If you like what we're doing, please give us your likes and please share and please subscribe. Good night and great and peaceful rest for you tonight. Thank you so much. Peace.